Coach will make an opening statement, and we'll open the floor for questions from players first.
Obviously there was a lot of good things. Everybody contributed in a very positive way. I thought we shared the ball really well. I thought we were able to get to the paint pretty consistently. There was times our defensive execution was really good. We tightened up some of our ball screen defense things that we struggled with. We improved on some things we really talked about improving on from Wednesday. Would have liked us to been a little more defensive minded there in that fourth quarter, but a lot of really good things and a lot of things that we can build on.
Okay. For Lacey, you were up there for that first half when you guys put together that big run to close out the first quarter into the second quarter. What do you think was clicking really well that you were able to take control of the game?
I think to Coach's point, we were sharing the ball really well. We pushed the floor a lot. And then I think that we were sharing the ball from that transition, and that worked out for us very well.
For both of you, this was your first time in an official game for St. Bonaventure. How did it feel out there? How did you think the team is coming along for so many new players?
I'll go first. I think obviously it's going very well. I think like 2-0, technically. But I think it's a really good thing when we can win by so much and still have so much to learn from. So I think it's going super well so far.
I would say it felt natural, and we're a whole new team. Like, none of us have really played together before, and I think for us to be able to create and benefit so much off of each other is a great sign for so early in the season.
For you, Kaylee, I know you're close to home for Buffalo. Why was this St. Bonaventure a place you wanted to continue your college basketball career?
St. Bonaventure was the first place to reach out to me and the first place I visited when I entered the transfer portal, so just coming here, it felt immediately right. And to your point, being so close to home is a lot nicer. I was actually at the Bills game yesterday, so great win there. But yeah, it's a great atmosphere here, and I've loved it so far.
How about for you, Lacey? Same question.
What was the question?
Why was Bonaventure? I know this is your fifth year.
Okay. I spent the past 4 years in like more of a city life kind of style. 3 years in Baltimore, and then 1 year in Albany. So I wanted to come back somewhere that's a little more of a small town feel, because that's what I'm used to, and that's what I like the most.
Your next one will be on, for both of you, your next one will be on the road at Niagara. How do you keep this going and trying to put together another win on the road Friday?
I feel like we have to have next game mentality and just prepare the next few days.
Yeah, I think just build on everything we've done so far. We know we're very early in the season. This is a D2 team, so we can't let anything get to our head. Just taking every opponent as the next kill, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Thank you both.
Thank you.
You're good at media. I wasn't expecting that.
All right, thank you guys.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim, she kind of mentioned it is a D2 opponent. But with that said, how much can you learn from a game like this for the first time it officially counts towards the records and everything?
Yeah, I mean, certainly to get it just out there and playing and to get everybody a chance to play. And again, I thought our opportunity Wednesday was really good for us to have a lot of moments that were important possessions. And then to see how we got better at things, and we did improve things. And we talked a lot about hey, we just this early in the year, you can't worry about anything other than getting better. And I thought we did that for the most part. That's why I was a little disappointed in the fourth quarter. We got away from that because in games like this, that usually happens, and it didn't happen to us till late. We were able to keep extending the lead. But we got to see some people. We got to see things that we believe we're pretty good at, and things we know we got to get better at. And put some different combinations together which was beneficial as well too.
Lacey had 16 points, 13 in that first half. Is she necessarily someone you're looking to be that go-to scorer, or one of the main options?
Yeah, she got to be one of our main options. She's a good basketball player. She's played a lot of basketball. We've known her game for a long time, so we're very familiar with it, and we've felt for a long time she'd fit really well with how we play. We see that every day, so it's good for her to get that experience and put it together.
For having so many new players, what did you think of the ball movement and just kind of how they played together?
Yeah, to their credit, they enjoy that and they take pride in that, and it's something that we purposely looked at in recruiting is people who were good passers and willing sharers. You know, and again, that's hard to do when the score's a little lopsided. People may get theirs mentality, but I thought the whole time we were very willing. We didn't take a lot of bad shots, so you know, they're proud of that. So hopefully we can continue that. That makes us much more challenging to guard.
With everyone playing in, you know, 15, 20 minutes, about how valuable is that to just see everyone as you try to decide who your best 5, 7, 8 players are?
Yeah, again, you can see it in practice, and we mix lineups a lot in practice, but it's still a little different when you get the uniform on, and who really follows through. Because when you're deciding things as a coach, it's certainly about talent, but it's also who can you trust are going to do the things you work on, who can you trust are going to do the things at a high level that you practice, and that's when games give you the opportunity to see that. So it was good to see a number of different people execute that stuff.
This being your third year back and so many new players, how do you try to build or establish the culture that you want with so many going through?
Yeah, it's harder, you know, because you don't know who's coming back, and everything's faster, right? You can't wait for someone to figure it out because they may not be around. So you simplify. You try to make sure that it's folks you have some kind of knowledge of or relationship with, which we did with the people we brought in. And then you really have to accelerate everything. You have to accelerate explaining the culture. You have to accelerate enforcing the culture. You have to accelerate celebrating the culture. And you got to remind them every day of what it's about. And so that's the biggest difference. You can't wait for someone to figure out. You got to accelerate it and see how quickly they can.
And then going into Friday, what are some of the lessons you have to learn from this game, or things that you need to do better?
Yeah, like too many layups allowed. You know, Niagara's going to go, and they're going to go right at the rim. And if we're not where we need to be defensively, they're going to get some easy opportunities. And the easier opportunities they get, the better the pressure is. And then I thought we got a little happy with our feet way too many times. I think we had 6 travels. You know, those are giveaways. So we just can't be rushed. Again, I thought they did that to us a few times. So be good for us to have that to work on.
Last thing, just looking over the roster, there's a number of players that come from the Buffalo area, and then even more just from New York State. How important is it to you, even if they're not, you know, freshmen, to recruit locally?
It was a goal when we were here, and it was then before, and when we came back, we said, listen, we gotta know all the kids. We gotta know upstate, and we gotta be a viable option for them. And you know, they have a familiarity with what we're about. You know, certainly a lot of upstate kids, whether Buffalo or other areas, they know what we're about, and we are a unique, special thing, and you got to lean into it, and our program does, and we want people who can, and so I think that helps. And the other thing is we tend to have a little more knowledge of those kids just through our contacts and different people that we have a little more understanding of what they're about. And as I talked about with accelerating everything, that helps that process move quicker.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you,
thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Jim.